Is it somebody right on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Like time through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to do a reading because I've been meaning to do a reading on Simone Biles since she talked about she had a near-death experience. However, now she is still following up on that, and she is still going through medical procedures and hospital checkups, doctor's appointments, and things like that. We still don't know what this mysterious health concern is. However, Simone Biles said that she did almost die, and I have the post right here to read to you guys what she had said. She said, I think I did this in a news recap, but I did not do a tarot reading at the time. But this is what Simone said. She said, I'm not one to normally share things like this because I value privacy in today's age, but almost dying wasn't on my bingo card earlier this week. This was one of, if not the scariest experiences of my life, especially since Jonathan was in Indy for practices. I've been in bed rest this week. I'll explain sooner or later, but shout out to my close circle who's reached out, checked in, visited, or sent flowers. White heart emojis. I actually posted up right here. And she said, love y'all. So because of that, that's what she had to post back when this had happened, when she experienced this near-death experience. However, now a couple of months later, she is just on July 22nd to be exact. She posts a picture with her and Jonathan up in the operation room. And she said, his birthday, but he takes me to get my procedure. I woke up singing Boss Man D-Lo, taught my ish, laughing emojis. So because of that, we see that Jonathan, a ride or die, being there with his significant other through this all, even though he wasn't there at the very beginning or during when it was happening, when she first experienced it, but now he's able to be back and spending time with her and all those great things, and also just have be his birthday, and you know what, that's okay, because that shows that he has a sense of selflessness, and he's choosing to stand by his significant other's side through thick and thin. So because of that, I'm just here to pull some cards on Simone Biles, because as you see, all this is going on, yet we don't know what it could have been. Let me see if I have any more screenshots just real quick. No. So that's all we have to know about Simone Biles and what's going on with her. And I just have to pull some cards because I'm curious and I just want to know what's going on, because this seems to be an ongoing process with Simone Biles, because I believe she had I hope it's in my screenshots, because I did look this up about her. Here we go. So Simone Biles hasn't officially retired, because I want to talk about her career during all this too, because I remember it was an on again, off again thing recently. So because of that, I'm just like, what is Simone Biles going to do about her gymnast career moving forward with all this health concerns that are going on? However, she has recently stepped out at a sporting event. I believe it was like a fashion, and then she was dressed nicely. You can see some pictures right here that I have up. And because of that, and this was just, like I said, it's the 27th as of the recording of this video, correct? Yes, so the 22nd was just 5 days ago. So within that span, she is out and about in public after having this procedure and after talking about having a near-death experience. I'm not even sure if we have seen Simone Biles out and about, because she says she's been on bed rest and all those different things. So because of that, it must have been in and out, touch and go here and there, just busy figuring out what's going on. So here, I just want to read what Google has to say about Simone Biles before I jump right in to just see what's going on with her mental. It's most importantly, is going on with her mental in terms of her career moving forward, because that's the first and foremost, because what I've learned is that she's not officially retired yet. She has plans to come back in 2028, which is just 2 years away. And usually when you have a near-death experience and a health scare like that. Recovering in 2 years to be your full stamina again, to be the gymnast to compete in the Olympics. I'm not sure. So because of that, I mean, depending on what it was, depending on, the health treatments that she's all getting. But even then, she specified that when she had left back in the 2020s, 2020, 2021, when she had did her, which was when the last Olympics, which was when the last Olympics was 20. Yeah, which was in the last winter. Is gymnasts only in the Winter Olympics? That's actually a really great question. But anyway, so that was when she had to do, that was the last time we had saw her, right? So after that happened, she took a break after the 2021. Also, it was just the beginning of the pandemic, and everybody was really focusing on their mental health and focusing on their physical health and just focusing on themselves, period. So for Simone Biles to step away from being a gymnast and competing professionally for the time being to focus on her health was very important and very, now that I'm like looking back on it, it's just something that makes me ping that she's been dealing with this for the last like 6 years. Whether it's mental, physical health, it's all connected, because what's draining on your mental is going to eventually drain on your physical body. So because of that, I just want to see what's all going on. Could this all do stemming from her career? Could this be what's going on within her life? I'm not sure what's going on with her life outside of outside of being a gymnast, and that she has apparently a significant other. I don't know if she has any children or anything like that. But all those different things seem to be compiling within her life. The fact that she ended up in the hospital. Not saying that her life is super stressful, that it cost her to end up in the hospital, but just going through life and what life throws at you sometimes. It can throw some wicked curveballs along the way, and you just get knocked down a peg and you got to rebuild yourself back up. And that's what it seems like where Simone Biles is in this current moment. However, because she has taken a break, and then I believe she did return for the 2024 Olympics. But that means, once again, what does that mean for the 2028 Olympics? Because 2027 is just like 6 months away. So really, she only has like a good year and a half to start preparing for, if she hasn't already. So think about that. That's a drain on the body when you're already trying to recover and you're still getting medical procedures to check. She was in a hospital gown, shrubs. So because of that, it seemed like something that could have maybe had her induced, could have had her in there for a couple hours, could have been a surgery, things like that. Could have been like I don't want to say like a colonoscopy, but you know how like different things where they like go inside your body and look through, whether they go in through your nose or whether they like try to like insert through the veins, what other kind of procedure that it could be that would require you to look inside the body. It just seems like, how is all that on top of that going through the process of being probed, sticked, tested is also draining and wearing on the body too as well. So that's all those different things are compiling. And I just really want to know what is going on with Simone Biles. I hope I pronounced her last name right. And was just going, just how she feels about her career moving forward. Ooh. Okay, the first card that popped out was the World. I really like that. I really do like that. I'm going to pull out a block card because she currently is having a problem in her life. So what is blocking this World, which symbolizes a full circle, a coming and end of a chapter? Maybe this is the time for her to finally hang up the towel. She tried to make a return, but now it's time to officially, you had your, I don't want to say your last hurrah, but she has, I'm just going to pull some blocks. And maybe this is going to play out the story a little bit more. Ooh, the Justice card. Okay. The Foundation, the Ace of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords in the past, I could believe it. The Nine of Wands in the present moment, I could also believe it. And then the Five of Swords in the future. It's interesting that the World or the major arcana cards are surrounded by swords, but also this entire middle row present. So everything is mental up here still with Simone Biles, because we see here the Ten of Swords, and then her block card is the Justice card, which is another mental, which is another sword. And then so we have in her future, the Five of Swords, which is another mental card. And then up in her mental, we have the Nine of Wands, which is usually on the fight, on the defense. You feel like you've been knocked down, but you still have the power, the energy, the drive, that fire energy to keep moving and chugging and pushing forward. It's like, you may have got me down, but you haven't killed me, basically, which is the Ten of Swords energy, because usually the Ten of Swords is, you literally think it's game over, it's the end of the road, and you cannot revive it. However, the Ten of Swords always symbolizes that, yes, it is an end, whether it's a painful end, whether it's a heartbreaking end, whatever kind of end it is. Not, it could be destructive, but that's more the Tower kind of energy, which is whatever this end is, it feels like it's got took you out, just stick a fork in me, but you have revived like the phoenix, you rise again from the ashes. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. On top of the World card being Simone, which symbolizes a full completion, and the Justice symbolizes the balance, bringing its own, it's not quite temperance of balancing the extremes, but it's balancing, it seems like, everything that's going on with her life, because the world and the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords, and honestly, the Ace of Pentacles, actually everything here symbolizes a new beginning. We have the Ten of Swords, ending but new beginning. The World, an ending but a new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, but new beginnings are always rough, but it's an Ace of Pentacles, so it's a beginning in the physical reality paired with the World, and the World is an Earth card. Like I said, we have all this mental, but we also have this earth, and I really like this energy combination, because both cards, like both elements, are one and the same, because whether it's feminine, masculine, feminine, you have those qualities. Just what's predominant first is what's going to become first. Either you're going to be masculine first or feminine first, and then be feminine second or masculine second. So that's what, because air is masculine, feminine, and then earth is feminine, masculine. So because of that, we see that whatever the energy is, it's all working together. There's a nice blending of energy, of unison, and maybe that could also symbolize the love and partner that she has in her life too. The when you have, like she said, your close circle, people around you, your significant other, Jonathan, is there, all those different things. And it feels like everything, like the Justice card symbolizes everything coming together, everything just happening to align and synchronize. Like things are just like puzzle pieces are just falling into place right when they need to. And that's what I seem to be getting, seems to be happening with Simone Biles. It's like, yeah, all this happened. It happened for a reason. The reason isn't quite clear, but as I go through the process, it's becoming more clear. And that's exactly what I see here moving forward in the future with her Five of Swords energy. With the Five of Swords still symbolizing confusion, still symbolizing some combative, conflictive energy, especially within the mental. Maybe it could be all about the process. Maybe it could be through about the process of going through all this still, and she's not out the woods just yet, so she's still in the moment. And when you're in the moment, you're always thinking about the future, when you're going to see the end of the light of the tunnel. And if she can't, and if they say recovery is not a, well, funnily enough, I heard linear journey, but usually what I say is life isn't a straight line. You're like what you go through is going to be like a roller coaster, ups and downs. You're going to have your highs and lows and your peaks and your downfalls. So because of that, it's okay that you fall down sometimes, but then you have to have the ability to get back up and rise back up. And I see that kind of dynamic here that's going on with Simone Biles, with this Five of Swords energy symbolizing it's a healing, like still going through it. So it's not quite down, but it's not quite up. It's that middle, it's that in between. It could bend either way, depending on what circumstances seem to skip the scales a little bit too far. Right now, it seems like I said everything is coming back into place, but maybe something could, when everything is good, it's easy to tip over the scales just any type of way, because balance is such a delicate thing that anything, even a quick could throw the scales off balance. So because of that, it's tension. That type of tension could always have you on your toes and on edge. And when you're trying to heal and recover, feeling all those types of ways is going to, I don't want to say hinder your healing process, but is going to not help you heal faster. So having a loving, supporting system around you is great, and all those things to help keep you in good spirits and keep you in high hopes. But let me just pull some cards. As you saw, I will shuffle again, and I just want to know, how does Simone feel at this current moment about her gymnastics career, given her current health state? You have the Tower. We have a coffin. We have despair. And we have the dog, the loyal dog. I always love that at the very end, especially after all this. You especially need it after despair and a coffin, because like I said, that's all going back to that 10 of Swords energy and that 5 of Swords energy. But the Justice card is balanced out, luckily, with the very with the Tower too, but the dog and the Tower. The only reason why I say the Tower, because the Tower symbolizes some isolation, and isolation and seclusion can be good when you're trying to recover, but also at the same time, I mean, she has like her own tight-knit circle. Think about, instead of a tower, think about it as a kingdom, an empire. That's the city in the distance. There's a whole other life going on as you're peeking from, we could be inside the trees and we're peeking into the distance and seeing this building. So because of that, there's a whole nother life out there from where we're standing at and looking at. So that's how Simone could be feeling when it comes to her career. Maybe it feels as though, as she's taking a sabbatical to focus on her health and focus on getting better on herself, she's realizing the support team and who is in her life and who is the structure that builds up this Tower, this Simone Biles persona, this career, this legend, all those different things. But also at the same time, it can feel very isolating. It can feel very, especially when you hold your own self to such high regards, it could be feeling as though you're not living up to your expectations exactly. And especially when you're a competitive athlete and your body has problems and struggles, but also near-death experiences change you mentally because you've had a taste of something. So you almost feel like you're having a second chance at life, and you really want to do things better and do things right, or be more appreciative or more grateful, all those different things, or live better or live different. So all that is what is being experienced within her inner world, that Tower I'm getting. So we have this coffin, literally, that symbolizes a death of, I'm not sure about her career, but just the fact that she almost touched the coffin, metaphorically, not literally, of course, but metaphorically, it has put her into a perspective where maybe putting her career above her health is something that she might want to rethink, because we see a despair here. It's like, no matter how much I love gymnastics, no matter how much it brings me alive, no matter how much I feel like I'm back into my old self again, it just seems like my body is changing possibly, and it's really hard to adjust and put the strains on your body as you're growing old. I don't want to say like athletes' bodies fail quicker because of all the tension, the stress, the pressure, the banging, the bruising, and all that stuff that the body just goes through. Wear and tear on the body weighs down on the bones. Even though you're like have all this good built up strength, stamina, and good health, that in turn helps longevity, yes, but also when it is time to deteriorate, it's like you're pushing things a little bit more beyond their limits. When you're being athletic, the way I see it, there's 3 stages. There's being under athletic, which means that your cells are, the way I see it, not literally, but just metaphorically speaking, the way I see how cells age in my perspective. We have like the like I said, not the untrained, but the cells that just don't get worked out as much. They're kind of like the youngsters, they're living their thing, they're minding their own business. Then there's the ones that when you do work out and being active as a regular human being should, that average activity, your cells are healthy, they're doing their thing, nothing to worry about. It's not like, I'm not saying cells can be lazy, but it's not like the cells are overdoing anything or underdoing anything. They're just doing just right, the Goldilocks zone. And now we move to the other end, when your cells, the way I think about it, as I said, are like young or like underdeveloped, not literally, but metaphorically, in the sense of they still use stem cells, basically. So you got the stem cells, and you got your the mature adult cells, and then you got your old cells. There we go. I finally got the words to put them in their correct categories. So because of that, that's where I'm seeing here with Simone Biles, and athletes specifically usually strain and pressure on the body can tip the scales like that from cells being average, because you're slightly above average, but then that slightly above average has that boomerang effect and that backed in effect of having a slight deterioration fast. But anyway, I'm not here to do any medical diagnosis or anything like that. That was just purely thought, and just how I'm picking up on how Simone is feeling. Like she's really starting to feel the changes of her body, and it's becoming a reality that she has to work with, figure out how to maneuver and moving forward. That's why when it comes to thinking about her future, it's like despair. When it comes to gymnastics, it's like a coffin. Maybe that career is finally in the past, it's dead and gone. Not dead and gone. Maybe it's something that I can't actively do or perform, but maybe it's something I could do on the sidelines at home for fun, recreationally, instead of professionally. Could all be that, because we still see her at the very end. Like I said, I really do enjoy the dog, because dogs usually symbolize a man's best friend. Gymnastics is her dog, is I don't want to say her kryptonite, because that's what weakens you, but it's whatever strengthens Superman. So because of that, it's like whatever gymnastics strengthens her in a sense. It makes her feel like everything's complete, everything's whole. When there's something missing, that fits the voids, it fixes whatever it is. Because usually they say, if you are feeling lonely or you're struggling to conceive and stuff like that, get a dog, a companion, somebody that you can talk to, bond with, and all those different things. That's what I see how her relationship is to gymnastics. And to think about having to let it go for the sake of her health is a hard reality to come to, because it's always that I never thought I was going to get to this point, especially at this age in my career. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. I hope I tried to explain that well, because it was really like a mental physical health connection. It's like whatever's going on in her mental is playing out physically. And so I was trying to explain how the mental is playing into that physical, and how that physical is in turn that loop the world, that loop keeps her in now the physical's got her thinking about the mental, because it's thinking about the body and thinking about the future. And then it's like, well, what if I can't do what I used to do, and all those different things. So right now it's her coming to all those different things. Prayers going up to Simone Biles during this time. That's all I could really say. I'm glad I really did this reading, because I feel like I had gotten an insight on how she's feeling and how she's doing. Hopefully you guys was able to get something out of it as well. And like I said, prayers going up to Simone Biles during this time and period, because having a near-death experience is definitely something that is life-changing. And when it changes you like that, you mentally and physically are different. So because of that, this is a new Simone Biles getting adjusted to this new reality, Ace of Pentacles, this new body, this new mind, all those different things. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I could keep going on and on, explaining different ways to try to help you guys think about what Simone Biles is going through. And hey, like I try to remember to remind you guys, celebrities are just public examples of what everyday individuals go through. Celebrities just happen to have the camera on them. So therefore, what we normal, I don't want to say normal people, but what us average people go through, we don't happen to get it caught on cameras like celebrities do. We don't usually get caught slipping. So because of that, it's celebrities help us remind us that we are human and it's okay to feel and experience certain things. So like, if you're going through something like this, just like Simone Biles is, whether it's your mental health, physical health, or hey, maybe somebody that's going through this, and you could be a Jonathan in somebody's life, and you could be feeling the residual energy that they could be feeling, and all those different things. So with that being said, I hope this reading can help anybody out there. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're really mean a lot to the channel. Please and thank you. And spread those beautiful sunflower seeds of positivity and healing energy. Please and thank you. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Leave your comments down below. And you know what I say before I go? Hype, hype, hype us up. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe to us. And don't forget to thumb us up. Hey, sunflowers.